Everybody, Dave Dubeau here with the Property Profits Real Estate Podcast. Today we got a big treat. This is an old friend who I've known for a number of years, probably since 2017, 2018, give or take. Aditya Soma, zooming in all the way from beautiful Windsor, Ontario. How are you doing today, Aditya?
Doing fantastic, Dave. Thank you for...
Yeah, well, thanks for being here. And I had the pleasure of being on your YouTube channel not that long ago, and that was a lot of fun. And you guys, I love Aditya's story. Aditya came to Canada not very long ago. I believe it was like 2017. Is that when you guys...
2012, like when I came to Canada in 2012. Started real estate in 2017.
That's why I'm getting confused. But anyhow, not that long ago, at the time we're recording this, that's about 10 years, came to the country. About 5 years ago, got into real estate investing. And I remember Aditya and his lovely wife came out to one of our raising capital events. And I remember you guys. You guys were so keen and so enthusiastic, ready to jump in, didn't have a clue about real estate investing. And Aditya's story is he went from that, and I think you were $100,000 in debt or something like that, Aditya, jumping into real estate very quickly, getting to the point where not only did they buy their first home and house hack it, they have since built up a portfolio of, I think, over 40 some rental units. He's become a rock and roll real estate realtor himself and generates an income in excess of $1 million a year. So going from $100,000 in debt to being more than a millionaire to being somebody who's making $1 million every year, that is phenomenal. So Aditya, can't wait to dive into this. And what we're going to really focus on here today, you guys, is how Aditya has leveraged social media, specifically YouTube, to really help him grow his businesses, not just his realtor business, but his real estate business as well, and raising capital and doing deals and the whole bit. So Aditya, thrilled to have you on the call.
Thank you. It's an honor to be on your show because, like you mentioned, it was one of the first few events that I attended. And at that time, zero knowledge. And I was looking after you for all these years, right? So it's such an honor to be here.
Well, thank you, my friend. And now things are turning. Now people are learning stuff from you. So one thing I could definitely use a hand with is the whole YouTube thing. I mean, I've had YouTube channels and stuff, but I've never really paid that much attention to them. You have. So just give us a brief overview of the impact having your own YouTube channel has had for you, Aditya, you and your wife.
Definitely. So, first of all, the reason I got into YouTube, right? So when in 2019, at that time, I was into 100,000 debt because, my sister wedding and, some family responsibilities. And also I lost one new construction project. I had a failure project. So that one with my family responsibilities, it was huge debt. So that's when I was thinking, what do I do next? If I continue in this IT job, I was into software developing and I was making 80,000 per year. So which is a decent salary, in Windsor, it's
so at that time you were kind of investing part-time in real estate.
Yes.
Correct? Yeah.
Yes. So by that time, I already had 4 properties. But again, properties are fantastic, but they're not active income, right?
Right.
Along with those properties, I actually sold one of my property because my debt went almost 180, and I bring it down to 100 by selling one of my property. And I didn't want to sell any of my properties. I just want to make sure I have that cash flow coming in, and I want to clear this 100,000. So when I was keep on thinking about this, how do I do, what do I do, and all those things. I was watching different podcasts, reading books, attending events. That's what I was doing. And eventually I found what, maybe I want to get into a realtor business, as a salesperson to replace my active income. Because
and to be involved in real estate at the same time, right?
Yeah. So the biggest question I had at that time was, okay, I want to get in, but whom do I know? That's a big question, right? Because in sales, if I want to succeed, it's the biggest part to figure out is how people come to me, like, how many people can I find to help, sell their property or help them to buy a property.
Right.
So my question with that big question, I didn't know anyone because I'm still, new to the country. And I don't have any family here. My friends were like, in different cities, only few friends. So honestly, like, I don't want to set myself for failure. So I started to really watch a lot of YouTube videos. And I found like, a good friend of mine now, at that time, I was watching his videos, Jeff Weibo from, London, Ontario. He has also have a YouTube channel there. And he said like, I made my first 100,000 in real estate sales. And then I watched his video throughout all his videos. And one common thing he always mentioned is like, I have my YouTube channel, where I share my story. I talk about my investments. I talk about different things. That intrigued me. Like, hold on, this is something that I love. I enjoy doing. I don't mind sharing. I don't mind, educating other people. If that can help me in return with my business, if that can help me replace my salary.
Yeah,
That
because
was
you didn't want to just do it as a hobby. You wanted this to be a part of your marketing machine, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure I want to replace my salary. I don't want to, go back. Actually, I had a goal to actually double my salary
Yeah.
before I got in.
So
That
you
was
had
my
the
goal.
IT job, you had the salary job, you're becoming
Yeah,
self-employed as a realtor,
yeah,
and you wanted to replace and double your JOB salary as quickly as
yes,
possible. Got it.
yes. So that was the reason. Like literally, when I decided to get that license, before even I registered for exams, like literally I did both the things simultaneously. I started my YouTube channel and I registered for license because,
Okay.
people who, another reason, like, was I don't have that much money to throw on marketing different
Yeah.
things because this was free stuff. Everyone can post anything.
Right.
And you don't really need money to do it. All you need is like some extra skills to learn, which is editing, posting, all those things. So I said, okay, you know what? Right now I have time. I don't have money. So let me do this part, see how it's going to go. So
Right.
I was doing the exams and I was shooting one video a month, which is like not that much.
Yeah. One
But
video a month. Yeah, definitely not.
yeah.
And what were you
And so,
talking about in those early videos, Aditya?
so it literally just my story. Like first video was how do I like about Canada? Just my opinions on being an immigrant in Canada.
Got
And second video, I didn't know what to post. I posted my wedding video.
it. All right. Very good. And
Yeah,
so
because
you're doing this month by month. You're still working in IT. You're taking your realtor exam training.
yep.
Okay. Walk us through how the growth of your channel
Yeah.
happened.
So surprisingly, like as soon as I had my license, by then I think I had 5 or 6 videos there, and I had like 2 or 3 buyers already said, hey, I would love to work with you, because the next videos I posted is about my first, how did I purchase my first property in Canada? How is the rentals work? Like a little bit more onto the real estate side. So now I got like couple of people who are from similar background, like from India, because people who connected to my story, who connected to me, said, hey, I would love to do what you're doing. I would like to buy a rental property
Nice.
with you.
All right. So
And
you resonated with a specific target market of other immigrants, especially other Indian immigrants to Canada who wanted to do what you were doing.
exactly.
Yeah. Cool.
So that, like, in the first few months, I realized, oh my God, it's insane, because no one is doing this and it's free marketing. All you need to do is dedicate your time, and it gives return pretty, compounding way.
Yeah.
Because initially it's just me doing all the stuff, and I'm getting like people calling me. I'm not calling people, like, in sales. Generally, you gotta, they say that to be successful in real estate, you gotta prospect. Like you gotta
Right.
call. But for me, it's the other way around. Like people calling me, it might not be the 100 calls a month, but at least like 10 calls a month. And out of those 10 calls, definitely 3 or 4 people are serious to buy, serious to sell. So that was like aha moment for me in the first few months. Like the whole first year, I ended up selling 55 properties, like 50,
Wow.
helped 55 families. That's like huge.
Well, yeah, for any
I didn't-
realtor, that's a bumper crop year for any realtor. That's astounding for a first year realtor.
Yeah.
Wow, that's another fantastic idea. Hold on to that thought for a sec. We'll be right back. Now, are you a real estate investor who's run out of cash or credit to grow your portfolio? Are you looking to grow your portfolio using other people's money and raising capital? Well, I want to show you how to raise 6 figures or more in 6 weeks or less at my upcoming Investor Attraction Workshop. You can get your ticket and find out all about it at investorattractionworkshop.com. We're going to spend a full day taking a deep dive into this roadmap that I've used to raise millions for my deals, and I've helped other people just like you cumulatively raise hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars for their deals as well. So again, you can check that out at investorattractionworkshop.com. And as a loyal listener to the podcast, you'll get 50% off your ticket when you use the discount code podcast. That's right, discount code podcast at investorattractionworkshop.com. See you at the next workshop.
And not only just doubling my salary, I almost made 4 times of it. That's like, wow. And the biggest thing, like that lifetime moment, a big moment for me was all my debts were clear after paying the taxes, just with 1 year, because that was the biggest reason why I got in, like this bad debt. I'm okay with having a real estate debt, but the bad debt, which is like
useless debt. Exactly. Yeah.
And the biggest reason is the social media, especially YouTube.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So Aditya, how do you see this? Because I can hear some people saying, right, oh, well, it's so much easier for Aditya because he's he's a new immigrant to the country and he's resonating with other new immigrants. What about me? I'm not a new immigrant. I don't have that. There's so many other realtors or there's so many other real estate investors out there that are just as plain vanilla as I am, kind of boring or whatever. What would you say to people? How do you make yourself kind of unique and find that target market on YouTube or on social media in general?
Here's the thing. At the end, we are human beings and people have their own, people who connect with your story. You have some experience in your past. You have some story. You have a success story. You have failure stories. It may be in a different form, right? It doesn't have to be immigrants. It could be like, in Canada, there are 30 million people. After those, all you need is like just 1,000 people watch you. And out of those 1,000, all you need is like maybe 100 people call you in a year.
Yeah.
So trust me, I didn't think that my story would resonate with 1,000 people. I didn't thought. I just thought all I want to make sure is I want to put, I want to replace my salary. I want to put food on my table, on my family's table. I want to make sure I want to clear my debt. That's all I thought. But it's surprising. Trust me, like I have shared this story with many people, and a couple of my people I know who started YouTube channel, that they said me the exact same thing. There is always audience, different people are connecting with your story, with your experiences, with your knowledge, with your, because everyone got something about themselves that other people will like. Not everyone. Trust me, out of 10 people, probably one person will like you.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we need to succeed in sales.
And at this point, when we're recording this, how many subscribers do you have to your YouTube channel? It's pretty big.
It's close to 20,000 now.
That's awesome. And have you been proactively doing something to do that, or is that all organic?
Yeah. So here, the biggest thing is consistency in YouTube. I have been posting videos from last 4 years, close to 4 years.
How often do you post, Aditya?
So initially I started doing 1 a month, and then eventually I started doing 2 a month. Now I'm doing at least one a week.
1 a week, yeah.
At least that's my goal. Because
now you're also doing
right?
live events and things like that to your YouTube channel. Yeah.
Along with 1 a week video, I'm also doing 1 a week, 1 live a week. So again, because now I know, instead of putting my energy on things that, in different things, I would rather put my energy on what is working out for me already.
Yeah.
So YouTube was the thing that was working out super awesome for me. Now, not only just for me. So I bought on, like, after first year, I couldn't deal with all the business that I had. I had a buyer agent in my team, and he, with my YouTube help and with my help, like in the mentorship and everything, even in his first year, he was like young guy, brand new, he sold 50 properties as well. So it was not just me now. It's like now my team is also getting helped with the whole social media.
Yeah.
So it's very, very powerful.
So we got a lot of people watching this who aren't realtors, they're real estate investors. How do you see this working for folks that are looking to either find motivated sellers, find investors, that sort of thing via social media? What kind of tips?
Again, I did not only just build my sales career, I'm also like, simultaneously building my investing career, right? So now I have at least a list of 50 people who are ready to invest with me. And I personally, I was very conservative and very, very picky because, if you remember, I was on a project. That's just because I chose our partners that, I made a mistake on, with the wrong joint venture partnership.
Right.
So that's why I'm now very, very conservative. But if I have a project, something coming up in next a month or two or something, I have list ready to go. It's just I need to, bring the project in. Yeah. So that would not be possible if I didn't have my social media game, because now people know who I am. People know I can successfully complete a project. People know,
they've watched your journey for 4 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like and trust, credibility, everything came through that. So if you're focusing on finding deals, you do the same thing. Like, maybe do the content that can resonate with those type of people, more like home buyers. You got to just navigate your content accordingly to your target audience, not just like, vaguely. Initially, I started with the vague topics, everything that I could do because, I didn't know any better. But now I'm like trying to focus on like, okay, what content would be more helpful for, for my target audience, like people who are going to buy in Windsor and sell in Windsor, what kind of content they are looking for, what kind of, information they're looking for. I would make the content around that information rather than just random now, because now, again, I learned through my process.
Very good. So Aditya, as we're wrapping up here, if somebody's going, hey, that YouTube thing sounds like a good idea, what would you recommend people do? Is there like a really good book or resource out there that you really like about being successful on YouTube?
Yeah. So one book that really helped me to get ideas on like, what kind of, things we have to do on YouTube. Actually, what do we have to do on social media in general is a jab, jab, jab hook by Gary Vaynerchuk.
Gary Vaynerchuk. Yeah. Jab, jab, jab hook. Awesome. I haven't read that one. I'll get that one.
Yeah. Biggest thing, like that's one of the whole concept itself, right? Like you provide value for your target audience. Even automatically they want to, give you the business.
Awesome.
So you just need to focus on providing that value and just using this video as a tool.
Well, Aditya, thank you so much for sharing your insights, your wisdom, your success with us. If people want to find out more about you and check out your YouTube channel, which
of course,
is the obvious thing to do, where should they go?
Instagram. I'm pretty active on YouTube and Instagram and also Facebook. It's the same name, Aditya Kumar Soma. So I'm active on all those 3 platforms. Feel free to DM if you need any, specific advice or suggestion. I'll do my best to respond.
Awesome. Very good. Aditya, thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. All right, everybody. Check out Aditya's YouTube channel. Take a look at that. Grab the book by Gary Vaynerchuk and think about getting your own YouTube channel. I'm going to get that book myself and take a look at it because goodness knows, I gotta get kicking with that whole thing too. All right, my friend. Thanks so much. Take care, everybody. See you on the next episode. Well, hey there. Thanks for tuning into the Property Profits podcast. If you like this episode, that's great. Please go ahead and subscribe on iTunes. Give us a good review. That'd be awesome. I appreciate that. And if you're looking to attract investors and raise capital for your deals, then I'm going to invite you to get a complimentary copy of my newest book, right back there. There it is. The Money Partner Formula. You can get a PDF version at investorattractionbook.com. Again, investorattractionbook.com. Take care.